Hi guys, thank you for joining. I am here at the premiere of In the Heights. This screening was organized by Carla Hool, so check it out because I'm going to interview a lot of awesome people.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, it's my first outing, and I thought it was very important when I saw Nalip was doing this. I thought that was one of the things because all the Latin movies are not being supported. We don't go out and support them as Latinos. So it's very important for us to do that because one time I had a conversation with an executive at a studio, and she was saying, well, it's just Latin, we don't do Latin films because Latinos don't go out to watch them. So I think this is an initiative that we all need to support, and we need to go watch every single Latin movie, every single Latin show, everything, so that they can keep making more, right?
Well, I already watched the movie, and for me, the grandma is amazing. So I wanted to ask you, is there a story that you have with any of your grandmas that really touched your heart?
I had, it's funny, I had two. My grandmother on my dad's side was a ballerina, and she was also, she used to work with Pedro Infante, Cantinflas, doing choreography for their films. She was in that time of the Cine de Oro in Mexico. So she, I used to dance with her when I was little. So she was a big influence in my life. And then my mother's grandmother, she was like my second mother. She always took care of me, and yeah, she was amazing. So
That is beautiful.
My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, so la mamá de mi mamá, she was just one of those people that was very independent. Even in her later years, she didn't want to live with anybody. And so I think we all kind of learned a lot from her just to sort of, just, I don't know how to say it other than she just had this brilliant, warm, open heart, but still stuck to her ways. You know what I mean? She kind of had a little bit of both. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie?
Haven't. I'm very looking forward to it. I actually, saved my place. I've been working a lot, but also it's like this is the first time. It's going to be very exciting. Yeah.
What is it that you like about musicals?
Oof, I actually started my career in music and then transitioned into film. So musicals for sure are in my heart. The dynamic, the narrative behind the songs and the celebration, it's unique when it's a musical.
Oh, this is great. I mean, I'm from New York City, so Washington Heights is right down the block, and it's going back and seeing hometown.
So when you go back, you're gonna start singing in the middle of the street?
Listen, I grew up a West Side Story, so so I'm always hopping and skipping through the streets of New York City. And now that everything's opened up, I think I'll be skipping and hopping a little bit more. My grandma told me if you want to have a really good relationship with a woman, that you should both live around the corner and visit each other.
But what a great time to come to the theaters, right, to see In the Heights. She was a big advocate on following your dreams. For someone who grew up in the Dominican Republic in a poor environment, they thought that they had to grow up to be a certain way, get married and just have a family, live on a farm. And she saw the passion in me, liking film and liking to write and liking movies. And she's like, you can do that. You don't have to just, when you go to school, just think that you're going to get a job and do 9 to 5. You can follow. So she was a big inspiration for me to go, I can think outside the box, maybe do something like this one day. So I give her that. Pretty awesome.
My first time I went to Mexico, my mom's from Jalisco, Atlán, Jalisco.
Yo vivía en Guadalajara.
Mi gente. Pues me acuerdo de Spanish or English. Como me salga del alma.
Como te salga del alma.
Was one memory that I have of my grandpa. I remember he had this hammock. Hammock. ¿Cómo se dice hammock?
Hamaca.
Una hamaca dentro de su casa. And I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I would lay down with him. And he always believed in me. So I just had that memory of him laying next to him and him saying that good things are gonna happen to me, and if I just believe in my dreams. And that's the last time I saw him. But everything I do is through him now. Everything I do is with his heart and with his blessings. So.
Wow.
Any of my grandmas, wow. Well, I only knew one. We just had a great relationship. My abuelita, we don't call it grandma. My abuelita and I, we had a really good relationship.
She must be very proud of you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was. She passed many years ago, but she couldn't see very well, but she was so sweet. I mean, she loved watching her musical shows and things like that. She would do a lot of things for me, you know, and I would do things for her.
That's
you know,
beautiful.
yeah, abuelitas. That's what abuelitas or
That's what
grandmas
they do,
are.
yes.
That's what they do. You know, they're very loving. You know, they don't have to be worrying about raising you like your parents do. You know, yeah.
Well,
How about
let's
you?
tell-
Do you have any
let's
abuelita
tell-
stories?
I love, this is funny. My abuelita didn't like to be called abuelita. She liked abuela because
Oh,
she
wow.
said that abuelita looked like so like really old, and she was like,
Right.
no, abuela.
'Cause
So
she was
yes,
active
but
and
that
things.
was like for me. It took like to be somebody that is like, hey, I'm still capable of doing things. So
Yeah.
don't like. I know that we mean it on the sweetest
no,
way to
but
be
I
like
understand.
abuelita, but at the same time I was like, oh cool. But my other grandma hated that I called her abuela because. What do you think is the secret?
Believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You can't let, especially like when I started, there wasn't any Hispanics anywhere. And so it's about people believing in you and you believing in yourself. And never letting anyone diminish your dreams. If we could make it from the 70s where there was no work and still be here, there's a lot of us.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. I want to ask you, what is a story that happened to you and your grandma? I would love to hear it, so put it in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the movie. Please, let's show that we Latinos support each other. Adios!